You are welcome to this session of academic research writing. Today, we are going to be looking at the introduction to academic research writing. What you're going to learn today is going to help you to develop the skills that you need to write a thorough, credible, and impactful academic research paper right from the beginning to the end. And finally, this is going to help you to graduate in time. We do not want you to spend another year, another 2 years, another 3 years in the same course that you had planned to finish a long time ago. We want to help you to relieve the research-related stress. Okay, and you concentrate on other more important issues like your job, like your life, like your family, and other things that make meaning in life. Because we know that if you're not doing research the right way, you can have a lot of stress. We want you to avoid hiring unprofessional research assistants. Ask yourself, where did these people learn how to write research? Is it because they have seen past documents and they are copying ideas from there? Because they are unprofessional. We do not want you to hire those. We want you to defend your research with confidence, because every time you are writing your research paper, there is a time when you have to defend it. And if you have this knowledge, you are going to be able to defend it from an informed point of view. We want you to build a research-backed argument, especially when you're interacting with your supervisor or the defense panel. And this is going to help you avoid these unending edits, okay? In and out, the supervisor is saying, change this, change that, just because you cannot have a research-backed argument with them. So they keep giving you different directions and you'll never finish. We want you to save time and money that you are putting in academic research project development that you would have used for other more important things in your life. And now I want to tell you that if you stick with me to the end of today's training, I am going to include you on our list of people who receive our free online weekly trainings. And these are going to help you ease your research journey. These are free. They happen every week, but they are only going to be given to those people who can stick around up to the end of today's training, such that I will know that you are really interested in learning how to do your research paper. Now, who is this training for? You might be asking. This training is for students who are undertaking their academic research journey at different academic levels. You could be doing your diploma, you could be doing your undergraduate degree, you could be doing your postgraduate degree, or you could be doing your PhD. So if you're in any of those academic levels, this training is for you. We have tried to make it so much that it is comprehensive, such that everybody can benefit. You could also be a lecturer, or you could be a tutor, or you could be a teacher who is tasked with supervising academic research, and you do not have a very good idea of what you should be doing. This training is also going to help you to understand how you help your students to better their academic research papers. You could also be someone who is just interested in learning academic research. Maybe you want to do it as a career. Maybe you want to learn how to get information from out there. This is also your training. Now, why have we gone ahead and put together this training? You'll realize that research writing is something that is not taught in any university, but yet it is something that is examined. Tell me, at your university, do you have a course unit that is called academic research writing? Probably not. Maybe the nearest thing that you have is what we call research methodology, where you just are taught about research methods, a little bit about research methods, but nowhere will they teach you how to come up with a topic, write a problem statement, write a significance of your study, and all the other things that are involved in academic research. So what happens is that students are expected to produce a super quality academic research paper, yet nobody goes to class to give them a comprehensive training about how to write this paper, and that has resulted into so many problems because it means that you are only going to learn from your supervisors, and the supervisor also learned from their supervisor. So there has not been an agreed upon, structure that we all follow in academic research. That is why you'll see that supervisor one will accept what you have written, another supervisor will not accept it, because everybody has learned from a different source. And then this training, we also did it because we wanted students to stop hiring the so-called research writers, people who call themselves research writers. And the problem with this is that it makes you, the student, to become a middleman between the research writer and your supervisors. We do not want you to be a middleman. And we are praying that if the worst comes to the worst and you cannot do this yourself and you have to hire someone else to do it for you, at least you know what to expect. Okay? At least let the person send you the work and you are able to look through from an informed point of view and not just pressing the forward button in the email and then you just forward to your supervisor. When the supervisor sends, you also forward to the guy who is writing your research. We wanted to streamline the recommended formats of research because I've told you that there isn't a recommended format of how to write a research paper. And that is why you see that you keep getting unending edits from different supervisors, yet they are all professors, they all know research, and you'll see them recommending different things. We also want to show students that research is very easy and it is doable. Okay, we want to encourage students to start very early in their research journey such that they can finish early and graduate in time. We want to help as many students as we can to learn how to do their own research papers. We also want to grow our team at Academic Research School, and we surpass borders in order to help future generations. So we are trying to grow our team of lecturers, of tutors in different areas, in different countries. So if luckily you join us and you really want to also help other students, you can apply and you join our team and we can work together with you wherever you are in order to help future generations in academic research. Now, our vision is very simple. We want to disseminate academic research writing knowledge and skills to all students, educators, and those seeking to enhance their expertise. And our mission is to equip our learners with the tools, the techniques, and the confidence to excel in academic research. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the misconceptions that so many people have about academic research. People are saying that academic research consumes a lot of time. I do not have the time to do it. It is easy, but I could sit and do it. The problem is I do not have time. This is the biggest and most commonest reason I hear why people are not doing their own research papers. They're saying it consumes a lot of time. It only consumes a lot of time if you do not know what you're doing, if you do not have direction of where you're going. But with the right direction that you're going to get from this platform, you will know what you're doing and you can dedicate just 1 hour to doing your research every day, and I can guarantee you that you are going to move a very long way. Some people are saying that research is so difficult to do. You have done so many difficult things in life. Do you really, really think that just sitting down and writing a research paper is the hardest thing? That is just a mentality. This thing is very doable. You can do it. Other people have done it, and they are no better than you. Actually, you are even smarter than people who have done successful academic research papers, and it's easy to do. Some people are saying it requires a lot of computer knowledge. You don't actually need a lot of computer knowledge to do academic research. You only need basic computer knowledge. Things like Microsoft Word, a little bit of Excel maybe, and a few other softwares that you can easily learn and do your academic research paper. People are saying that academic research is only for the experts. Who is an expert? Everybody who goes to school, who goes for their master's or PhD or undergraduate degree, does not know anything about research. It is when they are there that they learn about academic research. So you become an expert after you have done something. Some people are saying that they are too old or too young to manage doing research. Somebody says, oh my God, for me, I'm too old. And I'm too old. I am also too busy with other things. So I don't have the capacity to do that. That is also not true. Research does not discriminate your age. It is hard to learn and it is useless after I learn it. Someone told me that it is useless after why am I learning it? I am just going to leave it here. You need to learn it, because when you learn it, you're going to use it in the future. And we are going to be looking at how it is important to you even after your academic research journey. I do not have the tools to do it. What tools don't you have? The tools you need are your head and maybe any device like a computer for you to start writing. It can only be done in my final year. Somebody told me that it is only done in the final year. You do not need to start doing your research in the final year. Actually, you need to start as early as possible, because when you start early, you have all the time to make these mistakes and rework them, improve them until you have a perfect paper. Okay, so now for today's session, what we are going to be looking at is an introduction to academic research writing, okay? And we are going to look at the 3 secrets of succeeding with your academic research journey and what you need to have in order to succeed with academic research writing, okay? And I'm going to be showing you how the learning process is going to be happening on this platform. And lastly, I'm going to also tell you a little bit about myself and a little bit about my team. And I'm going to start with that. Okay, so this is how I look like. And my name is Alan, with over 8 years of experience in developing academic research documents at all levels. I have worked on research documents across multiple fields, including medicine, business, agriculture, law, computing, engineering, psychology, environmental science, education, social work, and so many others in the 8 years of my being a researcher. But most importantly, I have managed to set up a team of tutors, lecturers, and professors from different regions, and together we have helped hundreds of students like you in developing their research projects in these various fields. And I have collaborated with hundreds of supervisors at all academic levels. And this is where I get this team, because when I am interacting with a student who has a supervisor, I make sure I interact with the supervisor. They become my colleague, such that we help the student, but not only the student, but even other students who will come in the future. So we have created this platform in order to expand our knowledge to a bigger audience, okay? And also, my team and I have served on various research defense panels where we have guided so many students on how to streamline their documents for the better. Now, there is what they call an academic research trap, okay? What is an academic research trap? Let me tell you about what happens when you go to the university and enroll for your course. When you enroll for your course, the expectation moves like this. You enroll for the course with the aim to finish in a designated time. Maybe you want to finish in 2 years or 3 years or 1 year, whatever, how long your course is going to take. So the expectation is that you're going to enroll for the course, okay? And then in the final year, you're going to start writing your academic research and probably write it very fast and finish it in 3 months. And then you're going to graduate and be happy. And then you're going to go and get that dream job or the promotion that you need at work. That is the expectation. But for people who have walked this road, does it work really like that? So we see that there is what we call a commonest reality, something that happens to the majority of people. And this is what we are calling the academic research trap. So it starts with enrollment. So you enroll for the course with the aim to finish in the designated time. So what happens, you reach to the final year and you get a research topic. When you get a research topic, you take it to your supervisor and it gets rejected. They tell you very many bad things about this topic. You cannot do this topic. This topic is not good. What you do, you change the topic. After changing the topic, it gets accepted by one of your supervisors, it gets rejected by another supervisor, because in most cases you might have two supervisors or one supervisor and another supervisor who is like the head of the research committee. So what happens, you keep changing topics like 4 times and you get frustrated. After the topics you have changed have now been agreed, they will ask you to write a concept. You know, that little document that you write to show that the topic is feasible, okay? You write it, it gets rejected. You get many comments from your supervisor. You change again, improve the problem statement. And when you take it to your supervisor, they are telling you, there is no problem here. Change a topic. They tell you, after you have tried and gone through all that, they say, okay, the problem statement is okay. Go, continue and write your proposal. So when you start writing your proposal, that is good. Supervisor says the proposal is not making sense. And the supervisor, the same supervisor who accepted your topic, is the one who is now telling you, please change your topic, it is not making sense. You change the topic again. You hate the supervisor. You become frustrated. And then after you gamble around, you juggle around and you write the proposal, and you know, by chance it gets accepted by both the supervisors. After a long hassle of editing, changing and doing all that, they send you to the defense panel. The defense panel, now you're facing other professors, and what happens is they are rubbishing your work. Even one of them will tell you, please change 2 out of your 3 variables or the objectives. You get so frustrated, and then you're going to be hating everything and everyone. You get a thought block. And what happens is you're like, maybe I don't know how to write this. You get a freelancer. These people you call academic research writers. And then when he writes you his work is even worse than what you had written. And then you have paid them money, but then what they have done for you is not good. So you are there, you see graduation time is approaching. Maybe you have sent work to the supervisor is not responding. You are frustrated and you feel like you're losing. And in most cases, many of our colleagues give up on the course and they say, I'll try next year, maybe I'll try in the next 2 years, or sometimes they even give up on the course as a whole. And that job or promotion that you were looking at flies through the window. So this is one of the commonest reality that happens for most people who are doing postgraduate research. In undergraduate research, it is not so common because they are not so strict. But in postgraduate research, this is one of the reasons as to why people are taking so long in research and they're not completing their courses. And this is what we want to tackle. We want to hold this bull by the horns and tell you that this is possible. You do not have to fall in this trap. Now, please don't fall in this trap. We want us to learn together, connect, and win together. We want us to graduate together. We want us to finish together, and you'll be the testimony that said that, guys, I managed to finish everything in my course, but when research was giving me hard time, I went on a certain platform and we learned and I managed to succeed. These are the stories that we want to be telling our friends. Over 2,000 students have gone through a series of our trainings, and I can tell you they are happy, they have managed to accomplish their research journeys, and even you are going to be one of these people who is going to manage and complete your research academic journey in time. Now, after all we have said that, let us start on what we want to do today. Now, what is academic research? When you hear this word, what is academic research? Okay. Now, academic research is a systematic investigation that is aimed at contributing to knowledge by exploring, analyzing, and interpreting information on a specific topic or question within an academic discipline. Okay, so this is a systematic, and it is an investigation that we aim to contribute to knowledge. It is literally something that you're going to do to find out something new that does not exist. And you realize that writing academic research is much more about learning the what to write than the how to write. If you if you think about it, what is how to write? How to write is you getting a pen or your laptop and you start typing. Everybody knows how to write, but what to write, okay? What are you going to write under each of the sections in your academic research paper? And that is what we are focusing on in today's training. Now, why is it a requirement in academia that everybody goes ahead and writes an academic research paper? One is to demonstrate critical thinking and analytical skills. You'll see that every time you start writing your academic research paper, you are going to be thinking so critically and analytically, and it is going to help you improve your critical thinking. And this is going to help you in the future. Also, it is going to contribute to the advancement of new knowledge, because when you do your academic research, you're going to find out new things and it is going to contribute to knowledge. It is also going to develop discipline-specific reading, writing, and presentation skills. Because when you write your paper, you're going to have to read a lot, okay? So you're going to learn how to read. You're going to be able to write, because you need to learn how to write, format, and use the laptop and computer. So it is also going to help you in learning that. And it is also going to help you in presentation, because you need to present what you have done, maybe to your supervisor, to a research defense panel, and then you're also going to need how to do a presentation. It is also going to help us, it helps students to develop the ability to deal with numerical and non-numerical data, because life now deals with numbers. So when you learn how to deal with numbers, quantitative data, qualitative data, it is good for you, not just now, but even for the future. And lastly, it prepares students for future roles in management. You'll see that when you're a manager, for instance, you're dealing with documents. You have to read documents. You have to produce reports. You have to deal with numbers. Maybe you're dealing with money. And if you start by writing an academic research report, you develop this skill such that you can only grow it as you go. Now, I want us to talk about the 3 secrets of successfully writing your academic research paper. And if you master these 3 secrets, I am telling you, you are going to succeed very well. The first secret is understanding the academic research content structure. What is required in your academic research paper? That is the first thing that I want you to master. Now, you'll see that every time you start writing your academic research paper, there is going to be majorly 3 documents that are involved. The first document is what we call a research concept. Other people call it a concept note, other people call it a concept paper, other people call it a synopsis. It all means the same, okay? The next document that you're going to write is what we call a research proposal. Other people call it a protocol, okay? And then the next document you're going to write is a research report, which other people call a thesis or a dissertation. So in most cases, you are going to fall under these 3 documents. In some institutions, they might not require you to write a concept and then you go direct to a proposal. But in most institutions, especially for postgraduate research, you are going to need to write the 3 documents. And all these 3 documents are very, very important. Now, what is a research concept? So a concept is always the first requirement that is asked for. And the whole point of a concept is to help your supervisor to verify if your topic is feasible, okay? If it is researchable, if it can be done, or if it has been over-researched or under-researched, or if there is another person doing it, or, it is all about vetting the appropriateness of your topic, okay? And what does it involve? When you ask to write a concept, you're going to write your topic, your research topic. You're going to write a problem statement, okay? We're going to look at these in a few minutes. You're going to write your objectives, research questions, research hypotheses, study design, sampling techniques, ethical considerations. In most cases, you are going to write about this when they ask you to write a concept. And this is assuming if they don't give you any format. But now, in most cases, so many universities have concept formats, where they will tell you that in the concept, you write this, this, and this. Some universities might tell you just write the topic and the problem statement and objectives, okay? Others might tell you to write all this, but if they don't tell you, maybe you can write something like this. And it shouldn't be big. It is something that shouldn't go beyond 5 pages. It is just a concept, okay? And it is just so small. And then after you have done that, you are going to be asked to write a research proposal. Now, this is where the work is. So what is a research proposal? A research proposal is a 3-chapter document that is proposing a certain topic, okay? So a research proposal comes from 2 words. We have research and proposal. Research is to find out, and the proposal is to ask for something. So you see that you are proposing to the study area to accept you to do your research from there. Or you are also proposing to your supervisors and the research ethics committee to give you the permission to go and do this kind of study. And in this, we are going to start by writing a background. So a background is a section that just talks about the information which is dealing with your topic, okay? For instance, if you're doing it, if you're doing a topic that is trying to study how motivating employees can result into better performance, you are going to be writing a little bit about that in the background. And then we write a problem statement. A problem statement is also a concise, a very short paragraph that is talking about the problem that you want to solve. For example, in the example I've talked about to do with motivation and performance of employees, a problem statement is just going to be talking about the problem, okay? The problem of performance of employees and why it is important for them to be motivated in order to work harder. And then you're going to talk about the purpose of the study. Other people call it the broad objective. Other people call it the aim of the study. And this is the whole reason as to why you are doing your study. And for the example, we can say maybe the purpose of the study is to assess the impact of employee motivation on employee performance. That is more of the purpose of your study. Then you can go ahead and break it down into objectives. Okay, objectives are the smaller pieces under which you are going to investigate your study. And these are like children of the broad objective. So you can break them down, and in most cases you might have like 3 objectives or 2 objectives, and in some institutions you can have 4 objectives. Then you go to research questions. So research questions are the questions that are going to be guiding your study. And in most cases, they can be adopted from the research objectives, or they can be conceptualized. And then we go to the research hypothesis. A hypothesis is more like an assumption, where you assume that maybe if people are motivated, they will perform better at work. But that is just an assumption. Maybe they might motivate them and they still fail to perform. Okay? Or maybe they might motivate them and they even perform worse than how they are performing. So that is a hypothesis. Maybe it is an assumption that you as a researcher, you have that when people are motivated at work, they will perform better. So you're going to write your hypothesis in that section. We're going to go to the theoretical framework, where you get a theory that supports your study and talk about it. We go to the conceptual framework, which is a diagrammatic representation of the relationship between your variables. You talk about the independent variables, the mediating variables, and the dependent variables, and they are all in line with this. We also go ahead and talk about the significance, which is what is going to be the use of the results that you're going to get from your study. So you can talk about the use to policy, maybe to the respondents, and how it is going to be of value. You can also talk about the justification, and this is why you have chosen to do that study, and that is what you write under there. You go ahead and talk about the scope. The scope is more of what are the boundaries, okay? What is your geographical scope? What is your time scope? What is your content scope? And you talk about what is your boundary in doing all this, okay? And then we have what we call delimitations. These are things that you tell yourself not to do in the research, and it is upon personal discretion. And sometimes they might need you to have what we call a structure of your thesis, where you tell whoever is reading how the document is structured. This is just an overview, but we have a broad, in-depth explanation of each of these. So this is just an overview of what you're going to be writing in your proposal. And then you go to the chapter 2 of the proposal. That was just chapter 1. So chapter 2, we write about literature review. And in literature review, we write about the theoretical literature review, the conceptual literature review, and the empirical literature review. Other people call it the actual or related literature review. And also, we write about the literature summary and the gaps. So all these are in the chapter 2 of your research proposal. And then we are going to write about the methodology. As I said earlier, this is one of the things that universities try to put in their training. Okay, they sometimes teach students how to do this. So we are going to talk about your research design. So research design is more of how are we going to deal with things of data collection, analyzing, and all that. So it is a research design. It is a design in how you're going to deal with your own study. And then we have study setting. Study setting is more like the study area. Where are you going to do the study from? So you explain where you're going to do the study from and help the reader understand. We talk about the study population. The study population is who are you going to involve in your study, okay? Is it people? Is it teachers? Is it employees? Is it mice? Is it books? What are you going to do? We can talk about the sampling techniques. Are you going to use random sampling techniques? Are you going to use non-random sampling techniques? Are you going to use simple random sampling? Are you going to use convenience? There are so many sampling techniques that we are going to be learning about. And then we talk about the sampling procedures. What is the process that you're going to go through as you're sampling your population to get an appropriate sample? And then we talk about sample size determination, where we talk of a sampling frame, and we talk about the different formulas that we use in sample size determination. We can talk about the inclusion and exclusion criteria. These are the characteristics that either include or remove somebody from your sample. We also go ahead and explain much about that. We talk about the data collection methods. Okay, data collection methods are how are you going to collect the data from the field. We can also go ahead and talk about the data collection instruments, where we talk about the questionnaires, the interview guides, the abstraction forms, and all the other tools. We can go ahead and talk about the data quality control. This is where we are now going to be talking of things of validity and reliability in your data collection tool. We can also go ahead and talk of research rigors, especially in qualitative research, where we talk of things like confirmability, transferability of your results. And then we talk about data management. So in data management is you explain how you are going to manage the data, okay? Maybe after you have collected, how are you going to protect the questionnaires, the interview guides, and how are you going to keep them safe and ensure that they are confidential and safe. We talk about the data analysis procedures, and here you can talk about how you're going to be analyzing the data that you're going to collect, things like quantitative data collection, qualitative data collection, and all the other procedures. We also talk of the ethical considerations, and these are the procedures that we go through to avoid doing harm to our respondents as we are doing our research. So this is more of like the methodology and its structure. We can also talk about the limitations. What limitations do we have in doing this? Maybe the limitations could be in the sample size, or it's difficult to get the data and all that. We can also talk about the potential biases in research. We could have different biases, maybe from the researcher's side or from the side of the respondents. For instance, you could talk of a bias like self-reported bias, where in case of an example, if you're doing a research about about corruption in parliament, and then your respondent is a parliamentarian, and then you're asking them, are you corrupt? Okay, that is what we call a self-reported bias, where somebody might not report themselves. So we are going to be talking a little bit about each of these in detail. And then we talk about research dissemination, how you are going to disseminate your results, maybe to your university or to the data collection tool, and who you're going to give your research to read it. Okay, so that is the research proposal. So after we have done the research proposal, we are going to do the research report. And what is a research report? It is also what you're calling the dissertation. So the research report has all the contents of the research proposal, but in addition, we have what we are calling chapter 4. So chapter 4 is more of data results presentation and data analysis. So here is where we talk about things like univariate data analysis, where we are talking of descriptive statistics, frequency distribution, and things like measures of central tendency, like mean, median, and mode, and measures of dispersion, like variance, standard deviation, and range. So we are going to be learning all how to do these things. And then we have what we call bivariate data analysis, where we talk about correlation analysis, ANOVA, cross-tabulation, t-tests, and all that. We can also go ahead and talk about multivariate data analysis. This is now when you're comparing the effect of multiple independent variables on one dependent variable, and we can achieve this with measures like regression, like principal component analysis, factor analysis, and multivariate analysis of variance, which is called MANOVA. And these are very, very easy things, actually. If you're hearing them for the first time, don't worry, I'm just giving you an overview, and we are going to be dissecting each of these to make a lot of sense to you. Okay, and then we also have qualitative analysis. So that was quantitative analysis when you're dealing with numbers, but we also have qualitative analysis when you're dealing with non-numerical data. And sometimes we have things like thematic analysis that we are also going to talk about. Then we go to the next chapter, which is called chapter 5 sometimes. So we have, that is where we do discussion writing. We write a discussion of our results. Then we write a conclusion, recommendations, areas of further research, and implication to practice or theory. And sometimes in other institutions, they will tell you that chapter 5 will only be the discussion, and then conclusion, recommendations, and the rest are going to be called chapter 6. So whatever that is, we can also always see how to do a workaround that. Okay, so now we are also going to look at things that we call preliminary pages. So what are preliminary pages? These are pages that complement the research document, like the cover page. So the cover page is that page, the first page on your research proposal or dissertation. We have the declaration page where you're declaring that you're the sole author of this research. We have the approval page where your supervisor is going to sign. We have the list of tables and list of figures. We have the operational definitions that are important in your study. So you put them here and define them. We have the copyright page, okay? This is where you declare that this is your work and it's copyrighted. We have the acknowledgement page where you acknowledge different people who have been important in helping you achieve your research journey. We have the table of contents. We have the list of acronyms that you have used in your study. And we have the abstract. So all these are at the top of the research document. And then when we go to the bottom, we have the references, we have the consent forms. These forms are the ones that your respondents or participants have to sign before they do the study. We have the questionnaires, okay? These are the tools that they are going to sign or to fill their responses on. The interview guide, we have the focus group discussion guide, we have the data abstraction forms. And when you see these from the questionnaire to the data abstraction forms, we call those data collection tools. Sometimes we have maps and we have timelines, and then the REC approval. REC is the Research Ethics Committee approval letters. We also have the budgets that are required. You can also show that this is the budget that you used, and all these are at the bottom of the page. Trust me, if this is not making sense now, it's going to make a lot of sense in the near future. We are going to be dissecting each of these, okay? So now, you have understood the structure of the research paper. So now that is secret one. The next secret is we want to learn how we are going to be dealing with the supervisors the right way. Now, who is a supervisor? A supervisor has two definitions. The ideal definition is that a supervisor is an experienced academic professional who is going to guide you and support you as a student throughout the research process. That is the ideal. If you've never done research, that is the impression that you have of a supervisor. However, in reality, for people who have had supervisors, a supervisor can be a lecturer or tutor who is going to tell you what he or she wants you to do in your research. No matter what you know or no matter what the guidelines are saying, this person is going to tell you that do this, okay? And this person holds the powers to have you succeed or fail with your academic research journey. So we want to get a way of dealing with this person so well that we can be moving on the same pace. So the supervisor you get is going to contribute over 90% to your success in your research. So it is important that you understand how to deal with your supervisor or supervisors. And how do we do this? We want to first become a personal friend of our supervisor beyond just research interaction. So you make sure that you are perceived by your supervisor as a friend and not just as a student. And to do this, you can do so many things. You can engage in casual conversations in order to build rapport, not just research. You can talk about something else. You can talk about life. You can talk about, see how you connect with this person at a personal level. Be respectful and considerate of their time and boundaries. Supervisors are supervising so many students, and they also get sometimes frustrated every time you're not doing what they are telling you to do. So just be considerate of their time. Show genuine interest in your work. Okay, a supervisor who sees a student who is trying, okay, they give you their comments, you send them back in time. They also they get the energy to keep supporting you. You need to offer help or assistance when appropriate. Sometimes when you are maybe a postgraduate student, maybe you're already working, and you see your supervisor has something that you can do in your professional field, offer assistance and do this for them. They're also going to return the favor in your research. Share personal updates or milestones to foster a connection, and also be friendly and approachable, especially during meetings or discussions, and also express gratitude and appreciation for their guidance and support. So you can do that to your supervisor. So you also need to revise the criteria of reviewing your work. When you send the work, make sure you follow up with a call. Some people just send the work to the supervisor and they're like, I have sent, that is finished. But if you don't follow up, you need to follow up like with an email or a WhatsApp message or a phone call, such that the supervisor can know that student A has sent me the work and I need to review it. And your follow-up email or message could be, I would appreciate your feedback at your earliest convenience. This one gives the supervisor the energy to go ahead and look at your work. I understand you may be busy, but please, I'll be grateful for any comments or suggestions. That is after now you have sent that work. You can also say something like, just a gentle reminder to review the attached work when you have time. Okay, you can also say something like, please let me know if there is anything you'd like me to revise or address. And also, I hope everything is going well. I look forward to your feedback on the document. So these are all ways in which you can talk to your supervisor in a way that, makes them feel like you need their service and you're not just pushing. You also need to argue from a point of view that you understand. Whenever there is a controversy, the supervisor might want you to take a different direction than you had taken initially. And even when the same supervisor is the one who had given you the initial direction, they might tell you to change it. So this frustrates a lot of students a lot of the time. So you need to make sure that you're arguing to learn and not to win. So you could use phrases like, I hadn't thought of this way. Could you please elaborate on that idea? Okay, I agree with your perspective on this, but what about considering this? Okay, that is a valid point. I wonder if we might also consider this. Okay, I appreciate your insight. I am curious to know more about how you arrived at that conclusion. You have raised some important points. How do you think this connects to this? So these are ways in which you can talk to your supervisor that sounds respectful, and in case you want them to explain why they're telling you to take that direction, they might explain. But if you're arguing to win, then you'll not win. Okay, that is the secret too. Then the third secret is dealing with the research defense panel. This is where the problem comes. So the research defense panel is a panel that sits together. It's a group of, they could be professors, they could be academicians or researchers that sit together to review what you've written. So every student is required to defend their work. And in some institutions, defense starts from the concept. They will ask you to defend the concept, then defend the proposal, and then defend the report or the dissertation. So it is a group of people that are seated there to listen to what you're saying. So what is involved is a presentation of your research. If you're presenting a dissertation, they'll expect you to present research findings. They'll expect you to justify your methodology. You talk about why you chose every method that you have talked about in your methodology. And then they'll ask you to defend the research choices that you have made. And then also, they'll give you questions that you have to answer in real time. And then clarification of results and interpretation. And you also defend your research significance, why you think your results are important. And you're also going to engage in feedback and revision from the research, the defense committee. So every time they ask you to go and do a defense, they will ask you to make slides or a presentation. Okay, a presentation like this one that I'm using. So you can put in most institutions, they will ask you, they will give you what to put in that presentation. But if at all they don't give you, you can structure it like this. You can put a topic, you can put objectives, research questions, significance, conceptual framework, research design, sampling techniques, data analysis procedures, ethical considerations, findings, and limitations. Of course, if you've not interfaced with this, you do not know how to do this. So we are going to first learn how to do all these, and then you can know how to do your defense slides. What are the best practices before you go for defense? Make sure that you master more of the why than the what you wrote. So they'll be asking you, why did you write that? Why did you write that? They won't ask you what is that, because they know you already know the what. So you need to make sure that your slides are not crowded with content. Just use bullet points, just like the way you're seeing here. Be prepared to defend your problem statement and research design, because these are going to fetch the most questions. So after you've done that, you're going to succeed with your research journey. So what are the commonest mistakes that are delaying your academic research journey? One, you could be having a bad or unrealistic topic. And we are going to be looking deeply at how to write a good topic. So look at your topic if you're still struggling with your research. You have set objectives which do not align with your research topics. Okay? Maybe the research topic is saying this and your objectives are not aligning. Your study population is difficult to get or deal with. That is also another common problem. And maybe you do not understand how to defend your work. You might have good work, but you're failing to defend it. Okay? So you need to learn how to defend your work. And maybe you also hate your supervisor. It could be another reason. And you do not allocate time to do the research. And you tell yourself that you're so busy that you don't have time. And this is going to make and delay your academic research journey. Okay, so I want to congratulate you for having learned the basics of what we are going to be doing in this research thing. So now you know how to move through the maze, okay? And now you are starting to we are starting to call you a researcher now. So as you can see, it's a bit wide. It is somehow wide, okay? But if you give it time and you start early, I can assure you that this is the easiest thing that is going to happen to you. So we shall be taking piece by piece until it makes perfect sense. So we have put all this in a training, and not just one training. It is a series of trainings, a series of so many trainings that you do a training and write that chapter. You do a training about how to write a background, and then you write that your background problem statement and you write it like that. And you will see that our training is covering all these aspects. It is covering how to do a chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and all these other things. And all those things that you're seeing on your screen are involved in this training. So it is a series of trainings, okay? So today we are learning this, tomorrow we are learning the other, like that, until you master your entire research game. Okay, what else do you need to succeed with this course? In order to succeed with this course, you need to have the love to read. This has no negotiation. Everybody who is a good writer has to be a good reader. I mean, what are you going to write if you can't read? Everything that you write is something that you read. So you need to love to read. You need to have a gadget like a smartphone or a laptop where you're going to be, what you're going to be using for writing. You need to have an internet connection because you're going to be getting information from the internet. And then you need to love to learn, okay? And then you can also have some basic computer knowledge, like opening a computer, starting Microsoft Word, those things. And if you have those, we are good to go. Now, this training is step by step. We aim to simplify these things as much as we can, okay, such that they make sense a lot of to you. Remember that for my case and for many people gambling through this process, for my case and for many people, gambling through this process is what happens. Okay, somebody has never seen this. They get an old book, maybe a previous research booklet, then they start copying what is there. You're just copying what the other person did, but you are not learning what you should do in your own paper. Okay, so this is an opportunity for you to take a defined path, one that has been proven to work, so that you can get the stress off your table. So imagine what this will change in your life after you have learned how to do this academic research thing. I think it will be so good. You don't have to listen and take my word for it. We have had so many students that have benefited from these trainings, and they are very, very, very happy. They send me messages every day. They send me thank you messages every day. And I can tell you that they are happy that they managed to go through the course and they learned a lot. Okay, so on this platform, learning happens in two major ways. We have what we call a freemium way, and we have what we call a premium way. So what is a freemium way? A freemium way is completely free. You'll be eligible for one training per week. So in a freemium way, if you want to learn in a freemium way, we give you a single training every week, okay? And we cover everything. But of course, it takes time when you're learning like this. So the upsides is that it is free. You don't have to pay for anything. The only thing that you can help us do, if you are really, really interested and invested in academic research, is maybe referring your friend to also come, and we learn together. It is unfair for you to graduate alone and leave the rest of your classmates in the course. So if they're also struggling, if there is a friend of yours who's struggling like you can also invite them. I'm going to send you a link which you can give them such that they can also start from here and start by getting this introduction. So the upside is that it is free, but the downside of the freemium version is that you do not have access to our downloadable learning materials, and you cannot also ask questions and get answers in real time. So since we still have a small team, relatively small team as compared to the team of students that are in our bracket, we might not be able to answer each question there and then for everybody who is in the freemium version. So we are still growing our team to invest so many professors and lecturers to be on the other side to answer your questions. But of course, they're not going to do that for free if you really understand that. So for us to do that, we can only do it for a smaller group that have facilitated these people to keep answering these questions in real time, anytime, 24/7. And also the learning in the freemium version is a bit more passive because you learn alone. You do not, of course, I do the training for you and you learn, and you might not be able to, ask questions and interact with friends and like that. So when we talk about the premium version, there is a small fee that is involved. And this one is to cater for the team that is actively running the trainings, answering your questions, and giving you the necessary resources, making resources, doing updates, giving you tools. That is what that small fee caters for. And it is a really small fee. So what are the upsides of this? One, you have access to all these trainings at once. Actually, if you subscribe right now, you start today right after this training, and you get the entire catalog of everything that we've been talking about. Okay, so you have access to on-demand trainings, and then you can start from the beginning to the end. So sometimes when we are learning like this over the internet, maybe there is something that you needed to hear again, but now it has gone. So if you're in the premium version, you can easily they call it rewind, okay? And then you can listen again and again and again, which doesn't happen in the freemium version because you have to move with the rest of the group. And then you have access to downloadable training materials, and you also join our premium WhatsApp group. We have a WhatsApp group which is open to questions and answers, and we have our tutors, lecturers, and professors waiting to answer any of the questions that you have after you have gone through the training. And then it is also more practical. You learn with other people, you learn with other colleagues, people who are also doing research. You see what the problem this person is facing, and you also learn. Maybe if you're still doing your chapter 1 and somebody is doing chapter 4, you're hearing what problems people who are doing chapter 4 are facing. So you can always prevent those even before you get there. So we give you updates on latest research tools and methodologies. You also use all our tools absolutely for free. And then you also get a certificate if you complete this entire training. And then you also get downloadable research guidelines, and everything is on that. You can also apply, if you join the premium version, you can apply to join our team of writers. And if we verify, you sit an exam, and then we see that you are good at academic research, we can put you as an ambassador, and we work together wherever you are, such that you join our team and you can be on the other side of helping students to answer questions as they are writing their own research papers. Remember, we want to empower students to write their own research papers, but of course they need guidance. So we need a bigger team that is going to be helping these students to answer their questions in real time, such that they know what to do. If you are interested in something like that, you can also join this one, and after you're done, you sit for an exam, and if you pass, we give you to be an ambassador. It can also be like a part-time online job that you can do and earn a living. The downside is that you have to pay a small fee. The other thing that I want to talk about is consultation. We also have consultation services. So consultation services is where you have an urgent issue in your research, something so specific that you might want to talk to someone one-on-one there and then. So you can book a one-on-one consultation with me or with one of my colleagues, and this can take anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours, and we do it over Zoom. And you can consult about literally anything. It can be about topic formulation, maybe proposal development, thesis development, data analysis, and any other research-related issue. I'm going to send you instructions on how to book a consultation. right after this session. I'm going to send it in your email. And if you need to book a consultation with us and ask us about something that is bothering you in your research paper, we can also offer that service for you. Now, you might be asking, what if I need more help after attending the training? Will I get it? You are going to get all the help that you need. We have a support group that includes Q&A sessions, okay, in the premium group, and we have people who are answering any of the questions that you are facing as you go. And you also might be asking, what if I don't have a laptop? Can I still do the course or the training? Absolutely, yes, you can still do the training. Right nowadays, if you have a tablet or you have a smartphone, you can easily do this on your device. All we need is a device that can at least access the internet. What if I don't have a research topic? There is no problem there. The course includes sessions on how to select and refine a research topic. So you're going to be equipped to identify a strong, relevant topic before you start. What if I have not officially started writing my research? So these are people, maybe you're still in your second year or your first year, and these people are ones that I need most, because then you're going to have all the time to learn how to do this. Such that by when you reach the third year, you already have the knowledge and you do not face the academic research trap. So this training is designed to help you at every stage. So you can start by where you are right now, and you can always learn. You might also be asking, how long does it take to complete the training? I think you have seen that there is a lot of material to cover, but it doesn't take long. So if you're in the freemium version, of course, you only get one training per week. Okay, so all the things that we have been saying there, you're going to be getting one per week. So it might take a very long time. But if you're in the premium version, all the training materials are there. So it depends on how much time you can allocate to learning. Okay. And then where are you people located? This is a question that I've also been getting. Our physical location is in Makerere Hill Road, which is located in Kampala, in Uganda. We, however, remotely work with so many other educators and lecturers around the world, people who have gone through our training and have now become a part of the academic research school, and now we help students together. So we refuse to be caged by country borders, okay? We know that research is research, and every student who is doing it wherever, anywhere, they are doing the same exact thing. So we want to make sure that we have people from around the continent to help with this problem. Now, how much does it cost? This is a question that I also get. So now, normally the premium version goes for $300, but today we are not going to be charging you anything near that, because I know you are a student, you already do not have the money, and we do not want the money to be a block for you to attend this. We are running a promotion discount offer, which is happening this week, and we shall be selling the premium training only and only for $49. So if you want the premium version, now is the time, and you can save a lot more money. 260 plus is being saved. So our consultation service also it goes for 100. So consultation is a little bit high, I understand, but it is one of the most effective ways in which you can surpass the blocks, because if you're doing a consultation, we are going to see your topic. We are going to talk one-on-one about the problems that you're facing. Maybe the supervisor has given you comments. Maybe you're not finding sources for your literature. Maybe you have done this and it is failing to work out. And, so we solve that problem there and then. So we sit with you, we do it with you, and we want to mostly empower you to do it yourself. We want to empower you to do it with our guidance. So the consultation goes for only 100, and it is anywhere between 30 minutes to 2 hours when we are doing this consultation. And this 100 is per session. Now, imagine that for just $49, you are getting all this. This is a lot. And there is absolutely no training that you'll find that can give you all this at that price. Okay. Now you have one of the two choices. You can grab the premium training now and learn everything you need about your academic research, or you can do nothing and continue with your life the way it has been. That is a choice that you have to make. But I want you to know this, that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Those are not my words. Those are Albert Einstein's words. So if you've done this thing and you're trying it again and again and it's not working, maybe try something else. Okay, try something else and maybe it might work. So this training, I can assure you that it is going to turn your daunting academic research journey into a picnic, and we are going to be happy and learning together. We give you a 30 days success guarantee to finish your academic research paper, or else you get your money back. We are so confident that this training is going to help you succeed in your academic research journey, that we are offering a no-risk guarantee. And what is a no-risk guarantee? That if you complete this training, follow all of the steps, and still don't get the progress on your research proposal in 30 days, we give you a full refund. And we have put that very clear because we are sure that this is going to help you out. So what you do is, for you take the training, and for us, we take the risk. Okay, so whether you are a beginner, an intermediate, or expert, this training is for you. Each and everything has been catered for. We want your story to be our next testimony. We want to be saying that this guy found us on the internet and we learned together, we grew together. He finished his academic research journey happily, and he's also helping other people to complete their academic research journeys. So many of my clients and I have walked this road to academic success, and together we've achieved our dreams. Now it is your turn. Join us now and become our next success story. Okay, now we don't want you to miss. It is now or never. Let's walk your academic research journey with you. I really want to congratulate you for reaching here. I am going to send you the email which has the link for you to subscribe to our next free training if you've chosen the freemium. I'm also going to send you the link for you to subscribe to the premium version if you really like the premium version, such that you can start right now. Right now. I also want you, and I'm just begging you, to help us to grow to achieve our vision, which is to disseminate research knowledge and skills to as many students as possible. Please, if you can help us achieve that by just sharing this training, this today's training, with any of your friends, okay? They could be your classmate, they could be anybody who you think is interested in research, such that they can also get this introduction. We are not forcing them to buy the premium version. If they want the freemium version, at least it will make us sleep better, knowing that at least we can support someone in their research journey. Please don't be selfish. Let us share the knowledge we have shared with you, and please let's share with others such that we all succeed. Thank you so much and have a good evening.